good afternoon, everyone, and thank you for joining us for today's webinar, 5 Education Technology Workflows You Should Be Using. My name is Jim Granbois. I'm a Solutions Architect here at Jamf, and I'll be taking you through today's presentation. As a quick overview of the agenda, we'll start off by talking a little bit about who we are, what we do here at Jamf. And we'll dive into those 5 education workflows that you should be using. We'll help you find out where the best resources are after today to find some next steps, answer some more detailed questions, perhaps even request a trial, and we'll wrap up with a little bit of Q&A as well. So to kick it off, let's do a little overview of Jamf. Jamf helps organizations succeed with Apple. For schools, we do so with our products Jamf School, Jamf Pro, and Jamf Connect. Here's a feature comparison between our 2 educationally focused MDM offerings, Jamf School and Jamf Pro. Today, we'll be talking through workflows specific to Jamf Pro, with more webinars to come in the future about the latest addition to our product portfolio, Jamf School. If you're interested in learning more about Jamf School today, contact us or head to jamf.com and we would love to help out. And here you can see the Jamf School and Jamf Pro dashboards side by side. This is the first page you're greeted with when you log into the server. Today, more than 14,000 schools rely on Jamf to manage 10 million Apple devices. We're found in 6 of the top 10 U.S. school districts and help 112 of the 114 ConnectEd schools. But more importantly, we empower over 7 million teachers and students with our software worldwide. Finally, we have a history of keeping up with Apple and providing day zero support for their new operating systems and key management features. Here, you can see our track record, and we're very, very proud of it. All right, let's dig into the bread and butter of today's webinar, 5 education workflows you should be using. We'll start off with a little automated magic. Of course, it only feels like magic. This is one of the more sought-after features of Jamf Pro, and our customers continuously let us know how much time and money this workflow saves them. I'm talking about zero-touch deployments. By leveraging a zero-touch workflow, you'll be cutting many steps out of the receiving, deploying, and configuration processes. This leverages Apple School Manager, which is a program available to all educational institutions at no cost from Apple. I won't be going into detail around this program today, but check out our Master the Art of Zero-Touch Deployments webinar for more information on how this program works. When set up with Apple School Manager, your school's Apple device purchases will be linked to your Apple School Manager account. This allows them to be enrolled in Jamf the moment they're taken out of the box. You'll also have the ability to leverage Apple's education-specific features when integrating Jamf Pro and Apple School Manager, meaning you'll be able to set up true shared iPad deployments or leverage the Classroom app. Let's take a look at what zero-touch deployment looks like on an iPad. First things first, we've got to pick our country and language and connect to Wi-Fi, but this is where things change. I have to accept remote management on my device, and you're going to notice that there's no other setup screens here. I go straight to the welcome screen. Now, I have a passcode requirement that Jamf pushed down, so I'm going to need to enter in my new passcode here. And once I complete this process, a few more things are going to change. I now have a brand new background image and a new app in the dock. That's the Jamf SelfService app. We'll talk about that in a moment. This is a spot where I can go and get the apps that are important to me on my own time without having to involve anyone from IT administration. When asked about how Jamf helps him save time, Adam told us, Jamf allows zero-touch deployment of iOS devices. Previously, I had to use Apple Configurator, which still was time-consuming. I like the fact that I can just assign the device to a certain pre-stage and let Jamf do all the work. Thanks for sharing, Adam. We like that too. Our next section is about empowering students and teachers to support themselves, but only when approved. This workflow is notorious for freeing up technology admins' time. Jamf Pro's self-service app enables Tier 0 support, meaning your users can get on-demand resources without submitting tickets or sending emails to administrators. The self-service app is included with a Jamf Pro subscription and runs on Mac and iOS devices. This is a one-stop shop where your users can help themselves. You decide what apps are available to users, and no administrator rights are required for the end user to complete an installation. In addition to apps, you can also have other content and settings available here, such as printers or ebooks. Additionally, the self-service app is able to be custom branded. You can set custom graphics, such as your school's mascot or a picture of your campus, and name it after your organization. Self-service can also be used to trigger different workflows. This may be an option for staff to clear out their computers' caches, or perhaps even trigger more advanced custom scripts. Here's just a few things you might make available from within self-service. You can also see the branding that this organization, in this case Acme, did to make end users feel more at home when using the app. When we asked how does Jamf Pro help you be more efficient, Steve told us deploying specific apps via self-service or scoping directly to computers or groups. Short and sweet, Steve, thank you. Sometimes it's easy to forget all the little things that take away from the day-to-day efficiencies. There's many ways to be more efficient with Jamf Pro, and it's a unique ability to work smarter, not harder. This shows up all over the place in Jamf. However, this next workflow is about leveraging our dynamic groups, opening up many different smart and efficient workflows to bring to your district. We call them smart groups, and they're a big part of the top workflows our customers are loving. Leveraging smart groups will not only do things such as simplify device deployments and day-to-day tasks, but can also be set up to help you solve problems. They'll help you get organized based on what's important to you specifically. Devices will update automatically each time they check into Jamf Pro, or of course you can initiate a manual check-in. They can be configured to email alerts for group changes. I've got an awesome example of this on the next slide, so just sit tight. And smart groups also make updating or adding configurations in apps super easy. Let's say you have a new app that needs to go to all 6th graders. With a 6th grade smart group, simply scope this new app to the 6th grade group, and voila! Everyone has that brand new app ready to go. Same thing works in reverse for removing an app. Simply take it out of that group. Now, normally, I wouldn't throw a quote up quite this long. I'm not a giant fan of walls of text and presentations. But Jenny's creative use of smart groups not only made me giggle a little, but also made the inner trouble in me a little bit uneasy. I had to share her top time-saving workflow with all of you. When students violate our policies by downloading a prohibited app, They pop into a smart group that triggers an email to me. I lock their device down in lost mode with a message to bring the device to me. This means they can't delete the app on their way up to me and play dumb. I remove the app, verify that no settings need modification, remove their app store, and then report the incident to administration. This saves the student a trip to the principal's office and means nobody has to call the student up. Lost mode does it for me. I'm sure this isn't what this feature was intended for, but it rocks my face off. Jenny, thank you so much. It rocks my face off too. That is so fun. Now, most folks looking into MDM for their school already have this in mind. That is, saving time and money. Spending too much time doing manual processes adds up depending on how many devices and how many people are doing this kind of work. It's likely costing your school money and resources that could be better used elsewhere to enrich the learning environment, and it's for sure costing the technology team's time. Jamf has many built-in tools to help automate managing your Apple devices, but it's also open for new workflows, which can be brought to life through policies and scripting. Policies leverage the Jamf agent installed on your managed Macs. So this would be a Mac-specific type of a workflow. The agent is able to run commands, programs, and can even do many different automations based on criteria you set. This is what allows you to really customize the deployments and tailor them to your unique needs. Different triggers such as login, logout, when a network changes, or startup can be used to kick these off. Or you can leverage the self-service app, as I mentioned before, to trigger user-initiated type tasks. Many Jamf users over the years have built different scripts to accomplish all sorts of tasks. One fantastic resource to find these is on Jamf Nation, which, if you haven't, you should sign up for today. But with that said, finding different scripts and tweaking them to your liking can be super helpful. Tracy had this to say: "My favorite workflow is to find and tweak scripts so that I no longer have need to update browser versions for teachers who consistently had issues doing this themselves. I also use Composer to put apps in self-service for the teachers, which prevents me from running around to 9 or so different buildings to install. That's a lot of buildings to run around to and a lot of time saved when able to do this, leveraging the power of Jamf." Our fifth most time-saving workflow is about bringing what's important to you up front and center. What I'm talking about is the Jamf Pro dashboard. Here's a quick view again of what that looks like. You're able to put the information which is critical to your day-to-day role in one centralized location. Dashboard widgets are great for quick, at-a-glance type information. For example, do all my iPads have the latest iOS version installed? A dashboard widget can tell me this. The data comes from the groups, policies, and profiles that you've created within Jamf. And if you have more than one person accessing your Jamf Pro server, but with different needs as far as data is concerned, each Jamf Pro administrator would be able to have their own custom dashboard that will show them their own custom at-a-glance information. When we asked about time-saving workflows, our last quote, who wished to remain anonymous, said, "Creating a dashboard showing me all data we care about. Xero is good, a one or more needs attention, also alerting us when a service is not running on a client. We can act immediately on it." Having thoughtfully created dashboards will enable swift actions when things aren't going as planned, sometimes before a problem actually causes real-time issues. This is truly a time-saving workflow to make use of. And there we have it, our top 5 education workflows you should be using. These workflows will save time, save money, and perhaps even save a little sanity. Before we wrap up, let's recap a little bit about Jamf. Jamf Pro lets you accomplish zero-touch deployments, device configuration, app management, extensive inventory, managing security controls, and provides your users with a self-service app catalog that you can populate with approved apps and resources. Jamf Pro can be deployed in the cloud or hosted on-premise. We have data centers across the globe. Upgrades are handled automatically, and we use AWS as our infrastructure. As far as on-premise deployments are concerned, they can be ran on a Linux, Windows, or Mac OS server. Jamf Pro is a MySQL database and Tomcat. Jamf also offers more to help you be successful. Our professional services offer on-location or remote services to customize Jamf Pro for your environment. We also offer certification courses led by our training team so you can become an expert in Jamf Pro and widen your skill sets. Finally, we have world-class support from Apple experts across the globe. We even offer 24/7 support via our premium support packages. And speaking of world-class support, of course, we're nothing without our customers, which is why we're incredibly proud of the Jamf Nation community. This community is over 75,000 members strong and is a free and open forum where IT-focused individuals can learn from each other and gain best practices. Here are a couple of the services from Apple that Jamf leverages. The Apple Push Notification Service is the backbone that sends MDM commands to and from your managed devices. Apple School Manager is built specifically for educational institutions and adds Apple-focused education features such as SIS integration, managed Apple IDs, the ability to create a shared iPad deployment, the Apple Classroom app, and more. And we integrate with third-party tools too, such as Active Directory, Single Sign-On, SCCM, Cisco, ServiceNow, and we have our own Jamf API. All right, so how about next steps? Contact us for anything, for questions, for a trial, to find more information at jamf.com. Please head right on over there to find some more detail. You can, of course, watch through some of our archived webinars. I mentioned it at the beginning as well, but we will be recording today's webinar and posting this on our website, along with a ton of other awesome content. And as I mentioned already, join the discussion at Jamf Nation with the world's largest online Apple-focused IT community. And with that, we are going to wrap up today's webinar again. Really appreciate everyone taking the time. I hope you have a fantastic rest of your day.